My name is Zion Lee. I'm currently the owner of Maxfield. This is a newly formed company in a Delaware corporation and with California and the New York operation. Um, Title, I actually give the title to the organizer, Time for Photons to Shine, because I want to rhyme with this organization, We Shine. um, but actually, as I thought a little bit more, I added one more word into it. It's time for photons to shine more. It's not like there's no photons before my presentation. There's plenty of photons already existing in everywhere, including in this room. We have photons coming from the ceiling of the room to obviously give the light to allow everyone to see what you can see. What we're seeing in the screen is a format of photons, a colorful photons that you can allow you to see information that you would like to see. So there's already plenty of opportunities that the photons already shine in the industry. Now, what I'm going to show you today is actually something will open some new areas that the photons might be even more powerful for the future. So this is what the Mark Zuckerberg showed in September 2024, which is about 3 months ago. It is the first of its kind called a truly see-through augmented reality glasses. And this is what they call the Orion prototype. What it is actually, if you look at it, it's nothing too different from what a pair of glasses you can wear in front of your faces, right? But in reality, it has a very sophisticated technology involved in this prototype. It has the two fundamental innovations that can bring in so-called information display in front of your eye. This is based on the micro LEDs. It actually has 6 of those micro LED display engine, what they call a display engine in this devices. 3 on each side, okay? And each of them is only present one particular color, what people call a monochromic. So monochromic means single types of color. So in order to show a full display, it requires 3 colors, 3 primary colors, red, green, and blue, in order to see a full color space that you want to see the information in your display. So why they have to use 3? Because there's still a lot of technology challenges which they haven't completely addressed. So this is where our company is coming to potentially addressing this problem. This is the future product we would like to develop. It's a single display engine with the 4-color display, RGB included, instead of the 3 panels. The total weight, this can be less than 1 gram and consumes about less than 100 milliwatts power and has the capability to deliver 10,000 PPI. So PPI is a pixel per inch. Okay, it's a resolution measure how good a display you can make with the brightness of over million nits. Nits is a brightness measure in terms of how bright a photon source you can use to display information. What is the market potential? This is where I think based on the market projection, about 15 millions of those AR glasses, which I just showed before, where Meta just released end of last year. By 2030, this is still, to me, to some of the people, this is a very conservative estimate, 15 million units. So if you think about one of those devices costs about $1,000, that's right over there, $15 billion market, which will be created by 2030. Out of that, how much we will be able to address. So we are offering this new enabling display, which is a photon solution. Okay, it's a key enable technology. We think it's roughly 1/10 of the final product should be associated with this enabling core component. So that translates to roughly over $1 billion business just for this technology alone. Okay. Now, overall, this potentially, if everything goes well, I think this could potentially unlock a $1 trillion market opportunity enabled by obviously a lot of kind of excitement around AI. So that's where me and my co-founder started this company to address this a challenge which I think industry is facing in terms of how you produce a single panel light engine that provides you RGB completed 4 sets of color. Okay. So me, I have a pleasure to work in multiple deep tech companies, including Applied Materials, Sandia National Lab. I don't know how much you heard about Sandia National Labs in this audience. Okay, one. Anyone else? So Sandia National Labs, if not many people know about it, at least you probably, some of you watched the movie Oppenheimer. How many people watched the movie Oppenheimer? All right, couple. So if you guys heard about atomic bomb, then it might be easier for you to connect with Sandia National Lab with atomic bomb. The first atomic bomb was produced in this organization. I worked in HP just across the street over there in the Page Mill Road for about 15 years, and in that the building one we call building one, the founder's office, Bill and Dave used to work in that building. My co-founder, Pedro Yang, is a professor from Berkeley, and he's currently the world leader in terms of the advanced materials research field. So he will be my co-founder. I have a board of advisor, including scientific business and legal advisor on board, which is helping us to shape our company. So this is actually in the introduction. I think the host showed a little bit about what our vision in terms of future. So in the past century is what we believe a microelectronics century. Okay, in about 1947, the first transistor was invented in Bell Lab. It's very bulky, a piece of a crystal of germanium. That leads to the first demonstration of a transistor in the semiconductor materials. Okay, about 10 years later, that technology won a Nobel Prize, awarded to 3-person BBS. Okay, and shockingly later, formed a company in the Mountain View. It's called I forgot the name of the company, but that company is not very successful. But the people work in the company is the foundation of the semiconductor industry. Okay, Fairchild. Yeah. Well, actually, the companies he founded is not Fairchild, but 7 of the original researchers from that company left the company and formed this Fairchild, which later was the foundation of where the Intel, kind of started. Okay. This is nowadays what NVIDIA's latest and greatest chip, AI chips. 200 billion transistors integrated into one chip. One chip. That one has a price tag roughly equivalent to a Tesla. Okay, more than $40,000 a chip. That's where is selling as a hot chips in the market, right? That's where NVIDIA's stock price goes to add another $1 trillion in 3 months, right? So that's how significant microelectronics is leading the wave of artificial intelligence. What is the next wave? I think in the next century, or this particular century, not the next century, to my opinion, will be the microphotonics. We've already made a significant progress in electronics based on transistor, based on silicon. What is the next wave? This is going to be, if you can remember one thing out of my talk, remember this technology, Nobel Prize 2014, blue LED technology, awarded to 3 persons, AAN, all right? And this is a foundational technology which I think will lead to the next wave of how the microphotonics will be integrated with the microelectronics to leading to the future IT ecosystems. Why I believe so? Because look at human. Human has a 50% of the brain is dedicated for vision. So human is naturally an image creature. We see things. We accept information mostly from what we see, okay? How are we gonna deliver information directed to a human eye is fundamentally gonna change how the future IT infrastructure look like, okay? And this is what I truly believe augmented reality will be the future. Now, societally, how this could impact the whole world. If you look at every generation of IT technology introduced to the modern society, is all empowered by one fundamental technology, which is actually propel the next generation technology, right? From the early days of TV is enabled by the CRT, very bulky display. LCD liquid crystal display is the technology helped to launch the mobile laptop technology, right? OLED is helping the smartphone. I believe everyone is holding one of this. Maybe you have a couple more sitting in your drawer, somewhere in your kitchen or in your bedroom somewhere. Because by now, this is the 17th generation of the smartphone introduced to the market. I have at least 3 or 4 of those older generation smartphones sitting in my drawers. I haven't recycled or haven't found a way to recycle them easily. This technology is not available if there's no OLED, okay? Because it provides even more performance in terms of a smaller package, smaller amount of form factor, and yet consumes a little bit more, less power. Going to the future, we need another couple orders of magnitude in terms of materials saving, as well as the performance improvement in order to meet the future IT technology coming around the corner. So this is our company's core business model. We want to leverage the sophisticated, mature semiconductor technology, which is prepare how the current market around all the computer chips and the AI chips and the data center chips, where that is manufactured based on. We want to bring the greatest materials which can give you the most efficient photons out of the light emitting materials, integrated into the existing foundry platform. On top of that, we're introducing a proprietary molecular photonic systems, which our co-founder from Berkeley have already invented and discovered novel materials, which can give you almost like 100% photon conversion efficiency, okay? This is where the color will come from. We want to convert the photons to be able to show the 3 primary color photons, red, green, blue, to be able to deliver a display as you would like to see, right? As I said previously, the future is very bright with photons. Actually, it in my opinion, and our company's view that this is going to be the future. And this is already quite a few leading companies already made attempts in this field. And obviously, there will be more technology in this space that will be enabled by a new technology coming around from what our company will be developing. And I'm going to skip this one because I think, as I mentioned, this is just some of the market forecast about what is the future AI-enabled, I guess, augmented reality and of this such, and it certainly is right in the knee of the exponential explosion will happen soon in the future. Now, our company have already created a roadmap to create a next, photon products based on the technology I mentioned early on. We just launched our company about a couple of weeks ago, and we are still currently looking for only funding to enable us to show a first approval concept demo this year. And hopefully that will allow us to engage with a major customer by end of this year. And the next year is really much more to scale up a technology into a pilot scale and to be able to demonstrate a prototype sampling and later on to be able to transition to even more pilot production demonstration for the mid 2027. With that, I'm going to close my presentation. This is my contact, and feel free to reach out if you have interest and be working with us and or helping us or helping spread the word for us. And any questions? Happy to address any questions you might have. So, get an idea what's the product. So our product is going to be only a component, which is called a light engine. And so this will be a product that will be fitting into a glass like this. So it will be embedded in somewhere over here. And that light engine is providing what we call it, just think about a laptop. You cannot have a laptop without an Intel core. So this is what we call a light engine, which has provided the photons to carry the information you want to display in front of your eye. So once you have that photon, the photon will be redispersed through this glass piece in front of the glass. And that is a waveguide structure, which obviously there's already many companies actively working into addressing that problem. So the two key components to enable this product, just remember those two key components. One is the glass, which is a waveguide structure. Another piece is a light engine to deliver the photons. The rest is all the existing technology, battery, Bluetooth, small chips to processing data. And that's all known technology. And also the camera, actually. This one has total of 7 cameras in it. But none of those cameras is needed any new innovation. It's pretty much the camera you could find in those devices. So you're a display technology. It's a display technology, but fundamentally we're addressing from photon perspective.
Yeah. So how do you compare with the development of OLED? The TV.
Well, it's completely different. As I mentioned, if you want to use existing technology to address the future IT, you have no chance. Just think about it. I have a CRT display technology. Think about how to fit that into a laptop. No way. Okay. Now I have an LCD technology. I'm hoping, I can use LCD for a smartphone. Give it a try. Okay, and then you say, oh, I have OLED technology. Let's try to figure out OLED to the future IT technology. Oh, give that a try. So that's what we believe. I think what we are trying to do is we're going to deliver a completely new platform of display technology, which is none of the existing technology can meet and satisfy that requirement.
Yeah, you mentioned about the LED.
Yes.
Well, like
yeah.
Other lights. Well,
yeah.
About price.
Yes.
So what's the innovation here?
So it is actually a significant innovation. I didn't have a chance to talk a lot about the evolution of how the photons or lights industry is evolved over the past 2 centuries. Okay. I don't know how much time I have. I can spend a couple since you brought up this topic, which I picked in my backup slide. If you look at the history of how human deliver a light to a modern society, okay? Initially, burning a candle in the caves, okay? That's a solution. Just burn a piece of a wood or burn a piece of a candle. That's how you create photons. Very poor efficient. And then Edison comes in a great idea. Woo, Edison bulbs, right? Based on a filament. If you pass the electron through it, and it can give you a photon light. That's Edison bulb. It dominated in the industry for over almost a big chunk of a century. Never changed. Nothing changed. Okay, just the light bulbs, right? Edison bulbs. Efficiency is very poor still. Okay, we're talking about a couple percent of the photon conversion efficiency. Now it comes in red LED. Red LED is the first light emitting diode, which is a semiconductor materials. Okay, you make it a diode, you inject the electron hole into it, and the electron hole will recombine. Boom, gives you a beautiful photon. Okay, that's where the photon comes from. But red efficiency is still very poor. Over the years, it actually increased to maybe a reasonable percentage, 30–40%. However, with red, you still cannot rendering the lightning. The light is a white light. People like a white light. If you put yourself into a red light, that's called imagine the old days, people developing the films. You take a picture, you go to the red rooms to develop it. But imagine put you in that red room for the whole day. It will drive you nuts, right? Because you cannot live into a red light. White light is what we need. However, the white light has 3 major components. Again, you need a little bit red, you need a lot of green, you need a little bit blue. That's how white is composed of, right? Without blue, you cannot make a lighting. So it took the people almost quite a long time to figure out how to create blue light economically, scalable, sustainable. So this is why blue LED got Nobel Prize. Only after the blue LED, within only about less than 20 years, okay? If you go to the Home Depot nowadays, if you want to say, I want to buy a piece of light bulbs with the Edison light bulbs design, you try your luck, okay? Everything's LED now. That is how powerful one piece of technology revolutionized the whole lighting industry. This is what the so-called solid state lighting is all based on LED, right? Because the efficiency is orders of magnitude higher than Edison bulbs. The total amount of energy. Yes, so we're not revolutionized LED yet. We're trying to take this technology, make it a small, very small. Just like a silicon transistor I mentioned early on. The first silicon transistor is this big. But if you put 200 billion of those transistors into this size. That's all the innovation, all the new powerful computing can be realized. So what we are trying to do is try to make this LED small, 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 still maintain very high efficiency. So then it gives the photon very efficiently while still be a very, very small, tiny form factor. Yes, that's exactly. That's exactly. Yes, that's my co-founder's paper. Yes, absolutely. We are developing that. That's where we're raising the money to develop the prototype. But
you can see that sort of knowledge comparison to the current products, like something put on the made it Oregon.
Yeah. So Oregon has to use three display units. Micro LED. They're already using micro LED, by the way. We're not changing the micro LEDs, at all. We're offering a new solution that can reduce the 3 panels to 1. Within the 1 panel, 1 engine. I'm keep using panel and engine, but they are equivalent. Okay, 1 light engine gives you the full color, which is a RGB mixed color, instead of only 1 engine deliver 1 color. All right. Imagine if you already have a very small form factor, you have to squeeze in 3 engines in this format. And now I offer 1 engine to replace 3. Okay. First of all, you save the cost. Second of all, you save the volume, because you don't have a lot of room to fit 3 engines in that form factor. Okay. The third important thing is the current way they have to use 3, then you have to align them very carefully. Okay, to make a perfect alignment. Imagine 1 red pixel over here, 1 blue pixel, and then 1 green pixel over there. They have to align perfectly to give you the color. So that's why Orion, when they announced it, they publicly announced that this particular device, $10,000 a piece, because there's so much costly process involved. Okay, this is very expensive. Light engine is very expensive. Okay, the rest, just additional cost they have to custom design to fit into this form factor. This total device is about 90 grams also, roughly 90 grams. They need to squeeze that 90 grams to about 30 grams in order to be acceptable by general consumer. Where's the weight and cost shrinking come from? Okay, so they have to squeeze the 3 engine to 1. They have no solution.
Yeah, science paper is still photoluminescence.
Yes.
For prototype, are going to do electrical luminescence or still photon?
It's still going to be photon initially.
Yeah.